In this tutorial, we're going to go over how to add products to the content library. The process is similar to adding an article, but products consist of both a description and a pricing. To begin, navigate to the section of the content library where you'd like to add the product. Then, click on the product icon, which looks like a single box, and enter the required information in the pop-up box. Next, you'll be taken to the product pricing page, where you will add and edit all of the required product pricing information. Let's take a look at a couple of the sections to help you get a good handle on how to use them correctly, starting with the general product details. One nice feature you'll notice is each category shows a brief explanation of what the section is all about while you're building the product, so you'll have a nice reference to check if you have any questions. First, a quick note on item codes. Item codes are for external use only, and your organization may or may not use them. The unit quantity is the minimum number of a product that you may choose. This number is usually going to be 1. Unit step is almost always going to be 1. In rare cases, the unit step may be different. For example, say the product is a 12-pack bottle of water, but you are serving bottles individually and want to charge a client for a whole case for any partially used cases of water. In this instance, you would make the unit step 12. Therefore, if 25 bottles of water are used, the costing will default up for the cost of 3 cases of water rather than 2. Enter the capacity, which is the number of people a product is consumed by. For example, a bottle of water would have a capacity of 1, but for a 20-person bus, the capacity would be 20. Finally, choose whether you want the ability to override the capacity in the costing. Now let's move on to inclusions. You can add inclusions for any product if you want to add other items to the product. A good example would be if your product was a bicycle rental, and you offered a helmet rental as an inclusion. Generally, however, creating a package rather than a product accomplishes the same task as adding an inclusion to your product, while offering far more flexibility. Now we'll move on to adding specific pricing. Click on Add a Price Schedule. Start by adding the base cost, and mark whether or not that base price includes tax and gratuity, or if those costs will be added on top. Enter the gratuity if applicable, and select the appropriate cost tax. Moving on, enter the pricing information as it relates to the customer. The markup will default to whatever margin has been chosen by your admin site, but you may enter a different markup here. Mark whether the price includes tax, select the appropriate price tax, enter an alternate currency and comments if applicable, and you're all set. Finally, click on the product description and design the description just as you have for articles before. One last thing to note is the product history box, which shows you when a product was created and when it was last reviewed. If a product is up to date, you can just click Mark as Reviewed. And that's how you add a product in the content library. Thanks for watching.